עם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חי, עם.
It's great, really great to welcome, really honestly, if we're being honest, one of my oldest friends, Rabbi Noam Katz, to HCRJ's Live at 5. Rabbi, how are you?
Michael, it is great to be one of your oldest friends.
It
Although
is.
with that salt and pepper beard you're sporting right now, you are showing advanced wisdom and age.
I keep all of my wisdom in my Corona beard. Everybody knows that. You have had a very excellent career as a Jewish musician. So it is two things there. One is Jewish, and the other is musician. How do these things go together for you?
Well, I think you know as well as I do. We were kind of born in the bedrock of Jewish music. It helped that my dad was a rabbi and my mom was a Jewish educator, so I always grew up around Jewish education and Jewish music, and spending many summers at Eisner Camp, one of the URJ camps that's located in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, always meant that every summer was filled with these amazing folk songs led by song leaders on their acoustic guitars, the music of Jebby Friedman, the music of Cantor Jeff Klepper and Rabbi Danny Freelander, and so many others that just filled the soundtrack of my childhood. And when I got old enough and picked up a guitar, I said, that's what I want to do. So I started writing and composing original Jewish music while learning as much of the canon as I could. And for me, it has continued to bring purpose and meaning to what I do, but also to the congregations and communities that I serve.
Well, that's awesome. And you and I have done a lot of this together. And
They have led us, yes.
I am always very excited about making music with you. Will you play a song or two for us?
Sure, I'm very inspired by the floral arrangement behind you on the wall. So yes, with all
I'm in a secret remote studio.
You are in your private home office, I believe.
My private daughter's room home office, because
All right, well,
there's people everywhere.
I'm sure that's amazing that you even have a few moments of silent bliss.
Oh, it's really great. I would like to fill that with the sound of your singing. What are you going to play for us first?
So one of this tune actually just celebrated its 10th anniversary last year, and I wrote it originally for the Foundation for Jewish Camps Cornerstone Seminar, which trains third-year camp counselors every year who are the emerging as the leaders not only of their home camps but also of the Jewish community at large. And so I found a text from Genesis about how the blessing of God's connection to Jacob will spread out to all corners of the earth. Right now we're trying to prevent the spread of certain things on the earth, but for this one, it was meant to spread your blessings, spread your goodness, spread the values that you live by. And so this is a song I wrote called Ufaratsta.
And now, when you say Genesis, you don't mean the band that gave us Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins, do you?
None other. But as a secondary Genesis on your definitions, it's also the book of Genesis, the first book of the Torah, otherwise known as Bereshit. And so here's that tune, Ufaratsta. You can do your hand motions at home for all the directionals. It starts with a little anana like this. Anana, 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 again, anana, anana. First west towards the sea. Yama, yama, v'kedma, kedma, zahafona, v'hanegba. Yama, yama, v'kedma, kedma, zahafona, v'hanegba. May you always try to inspire. Try to reach higher and higher. May you bring your goodness and may you bring peace. May you spread it from the west to the east. May you spread it from the north to the south. Ufaratsta. Come on, try it at home. Yama, yama, kedma, Ba'anekba. May you be a light that shines the way. May you be a blessing each and every day. May you let the laughter and love increase. May you spread it from the west to the east. May you spread it from the north to the south. Ufaratsta, come on, yama, yama, go, yama, yama. Kedma, kedma, zafona, bahanekba. Yama, yama, kedma, kedma, zafona, bahanekba. Then we just sing Ufarastra 4 times in perfect barbershop harmony. One more time, yama yama, yama yama, kedma kedma, zafona bahanekba, yama yama, kedma kedma, zafona bahanekba. And like we began with anana, 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 anana. And I believe that on the original recording there is some drumming and some electric guitar, some very tasty guitar licks from you, Mr. Michael Mason.
Oh, I remember doing that. That's crazy that was 10 years ago.
11 years ago, maybe.
11, wow. Wow, we haven't aged a drop.
I mean, you still have the same ballerina decals on the back of your bedroom wall. So
with me everywhere I go. So that's a great example. I bet that's had some, you mentioned hand motions and things like that. I bet that there's, in certain settings that you go to, like religious schools or summer camps, there's a lot of success with a song like that.
Yeah, that one has got some sticking power when it was set to some basic dance moves by a phenomenal Israeli dance instructor and choreographer, Dahlia Davis, with whom I had the pleasure of working on faculty at the Cornerstone Seminar. And I just generally find as a Jewish educator today, if you can add different learning styles like kinesthetic movement, call and response, even funny shtick that sometimes you and I have been known to go off and do a little bit of our own witty banter. Sometimes it helps lock in a melody and make it a part of a community. So I've been blessed to have a lot of communities sing that song and some of my other music over the years.
Great. Would you play another one for us?
It would be my pleasure.
Thank
In
you
fact,
so much.
while all of our friends are missing out on being at Sunday school and religious school, I know they are missing, but we still have to keep up with our Hebrew skills. So I'm going to do one that I've been doing in concert for probably over 15 years, but I've never recorded. The music can be found on my my anthology, the Noam Katz anthology that Transcontinental Music put out just about a year ago, 2 years ago. And this is a little tune called Me Is Who, so everybody can practice their basic conversational Hebrew at home. And you'll see your parts in just a moment. It goes like this. Me is who is he? He is she. That's all right with me. Learning Hebrew is my only wish. Just remember that dog means fish. Now all you Yeladim, you children gather round. It's time to speak Ivri to make Hebrew sound. I'll say the words in English or Hebrew, yes indeed. Then all of you translate it. That's really what I need. Your parts in yellow coming up. Cain is yes, and lo means no. Hatzor is stop, and lech means Ata is you, Ani is me. But wait a second, I thought me is who? Me is who? Who is he? He is she. That's alright with me. Learning Hebrew is my only wish. Just remember that God means fish. I hope you're still doing okay at home. The next verse is going to be some question words, starting with what sounds like a woolly mammal. Lama, why, and ech means how. Matai means when. Achshav is now. From here to there, that's Polish. We're learning Hebrew and Shir upon me is who? Who is he? He is she. That's alright with me. Learning Hebrew is my only wish. Just remember that dog means fish. All right, Michael and friends, you've made it to the advanced level. Full questions or phrases from English to Hebrew. Say, what's your name? Ma shimcha. What's going on? Ma nishma. Pretty please, bevakasha. Thanks a lot, toda rabba. Enough already. Ma speak vedai. I gotta go, yalla, bye. One more time, everyone. Me is who? Who is he? Wow, he is she. That's right with me. Learning Hebrew is my only wish. Just remember that dog means fish. Me is who? Who is he? He is she. That's alright with me. Learning Hebrew is my only wish. Just remember that dog means fish. Well, there you go.
Well, thanks for that. I feel like I learned something.
Indeed, you have.
That was nicely done. So I think that your work as an educator and as a rabbi really influences the way that you approach your music in some ways, having the Hebrew in an accessible way while putting it musically really speaks to that idea of different modalities for kids to learn in different ways.
Very well stated, Mike.
I practiced.
I would say that I often think about what do you remember? What are the specific lessons that you learned and retained from when you were in kindergarten or first or second grade? It might be hard to pinpoint specific lessons, but if you learned a song, chances are there's a lot of songs that you learned from your early formative years that have stayed with you. And I think in so many ways, that's how I learned basic Hebrew. That's how I learned about famous Jewish texts like from Pirkei Avot and from other sources and the prayers. That's how I learned a lot of Jewish values. It was through the songs that we sang. So yes, when I write a piece of music, sometimes I'm just writing for myself and wherever the day takes me, but very often I do have that educational lens that goes into my thought process when I'm composing a new piece of music.
So what's you've been composing a lot. You've got, I think, at least 4 records out. Is that correct?
Exactly 4. Yes, records.
I knew that.
None of them on vinyl yet, but yes, I have 4 albums of original Jewish music. Ufaratzta was on my 3rd album, A Drum in Hand. And I've also recorded a bunch of other songs that haven't made it onto albums yet, but in the next wave, we'll see if they just come out as singles. But what's exciting is, and I just have a copy here in case I forget any of my lyrics, is that this anthology just came out 2 years ago, and it's got pretty much all of the Jewish music I had written up to that point. So it's got about 70 songs, fully notated for people who want to play their instruments with chords, with translations, and with little song annotations to talk about how you can use them educationally, what holidays or context you can use them. And that includes not just every song on my 4 albums, but about 20 additional songs like Me Is Who that I've never recorded before.
So what's the best way to find all of this music of yours, to keep up with you, etc.?
I am certainly not a titan of social media like you are, Mike, but I do have a website, noamkatz.com, or just type in very Jewish names, Jewish music, and you can find it there. I have a Facebook account. People can get in touch with me. And again, you can order music on iTunes or whatever other kind of music distributors online. But that anthology, the best way to get that, either digitally or in hard copy, is going through Transcontinental Music, and they have their own website as well.
Great. So I appreciate your time and don't want to keep you too long. Do you have another song in you? One more that you could play for your adoring
Where am I going?
fans of one? Well, for now, for one.
So certainly, I'll share with a song right now, even as we are physically distant. I don't think there's such a thing as social distance. In fact, if anything, I feel like we have come together. I've reconnected with people that I hadn't talked to in quite literally years, decades even. I'm finding a chance to Zoom face-to-face with lots of family and friends, even more so than I might normally, yourself included in that. It was awesome to sit around the virtual Seder table last week with extended family, a lot of whom I don't often see on Passover. So I have been thinking a lot about this idea of what does it mean to build community together, even at a time of physical distance. And so this next song, this last song I'll do, I wrote again for the Cornerstone Seminar just a few years ago. It comes from a Jewish teaching, Kol Yisrael Aravim Ze Lazeh, or Ze Bazeh. All of Israel, all the Jewish people are responsible, are accountable one to another, and that's how we can be Ze Bazeh. That's how we can be one for the other. Right now, the best way we can be one for the other is by maintaining a safe distance so that we can heal our world and our society. And normally it has hand motions too, Mike. It's got a little dance that involves a little high five action, but you're going to have to do this one solo for now. So when we get to the choruses, your part is like this. Zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, biachad. I know you can try that at home. I'll throw up the words on the screen so that people can follow along. And here's the tune. If you know it, sing along. If you don't know it, you'll learn it. It goes like this. May good fortune and blessing be found here. May the music of memory resound here. May the work of our hands and the work of our souls make us stronger, make us whole. Zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, biachad. Oh, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, biachad. May we seek peace and understanding. May we cherish every companion. May the work we put in and the joy we express make us stronger, make us blessed. May the builders that lay the foundation, may they rise up in each generation. May the ones who invest never tire nor rest. They make us stronger, make us blessed. Zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, biachad. Oh, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, zeba, zeba, ze, biachad. Then sing after me. Oh, Israel, Aruvim, ze lazeh. Oh, Israel, Aruvim, ze lazeh. May good fortune and blessing be found here. May the music of memory resound here. May the work of our hands and the work of our souls make us stronger, make us whole.
Nice one.
Here, I'm trying to stop sharing, but I can't figure it out. All right.
Well, Noam, thank you for taking the time with us to show us some new music, some old music, some great music, some fun music, some Jewish music, some educational music, all kinds of things that you have wrapped up in a very nice.
All in one neat bundle.
I was gonna try to make like some kind of sandwich reference
Oh,
because
well, it is lunchtime around here where
Passover.
I'm in Toronto, where I live. I don't know about for
It's
you. Is it second breakfast or first lunch for you out there?
we're on second brunch here in
A second
Houston.
brunch.
Yeah.
Oh, you've
So
added extra meals.
yeah, we have two breakfasts, two brunches, a lunch, only one, and
Hmm.
then a supper, a dinner, and a dinner dinner schminner.
And some light snacks in between,
Light snacks.
sprinkled throughout the day.
Noam, thank you again. Your website is noamkatz.com. You can find your music everywhere that people get their music. The anthology is available on Transcontinental Music. I just want to say it is a miracle that none of my children came in here while we were doing this. So shout out to my kids for not doing anything. That's weird.
Yeah. Hope
Really
next
good.
time maybe we can add them for little cameos. We'll see
Oh,
how
they
that
would
goes.
love that. You know that.
Mike, you are a scholar and a gentleman. Thanks for having me on. Can't wait to sing with you in person soon.